This works, guys.
Connected to Epstein.
I'm in.
You're in.
You type my
Have you
name
looked at gmail.com?
Oh, I've seen it, but I just couldn't search a good PDF. of it.
Leah, can you search
No,
gmail.com?
I'm not doing that. I'm the fucking.
What?
What
No,
do you mean?
it's nothing that. It's
I
nothing.
know exactly what it is. You don't have to try to trick me.
No, I don't.
Alright guys, we're so live on YouTube right now. Look at that.
Oh yeah, just join the home.
No, that was not good.
The glitch is going crazy.
Right here, ignore it. It's not even a NixOS thing, it's just a. So I need to figure it out.
Welcome to political science class.
I checked Thomas. I think this is what I was there just for the snacks.
Just put this.
Oh, you're a partner.
Oh, partner.
Now you're like you're a partner.
I'm a partner in the operation.
That's actually a beautiful place.
Really? You been there?
My cousin has been there, so I've seen
Nice,
it
that's
in the
nice.
pictures.
Okay.
Alright, Jacob, any chance you want to take the reins?
So just
What are your challenges?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I mean, I can try my best.
I'm gonna get exposed if I can't solve my own challenge.
Did you
Okay,
just
the
compile
first
it
one
and
is-
not try
NCO core.
it? You just compiled your own program and decided not to reverse it, just trusting in what else we have. GCC, whatever, like optimal, like no debugging symbols. Okay, I don't know what to do.
I can demo that one.
It took you the longest to make that one.
And for some reason I decided
Are we not taking attendance?
We haven't done attendance codes for an entire year.
Right, I forgot. Give me a break, I forgot.
See, this is why.
You want to start off with the first couple ones?
Yeah.
I feel confident.
Okay, you believe it?
Yeah.
Alright everyone, thanks for coming. We're going to be doing some of Jacob's challenges from the DSU CTF, just to kind of go over some, you know, methodologies, tools, things like that. So we'll start with the very easiest one, 50 points. It's called Spider, binary here. If we look at the description here, we can see that Jacob very cleverly put the word strings in here. So I think I might have a guess as to how we can solve this.
I should ask people if they have any ideas.
Yeah, wait, you're so right. Alright, based on what we have here, does anyone have any ideas on how we should solve this?
Because I don't know, so I need them to give me an idea.
You got one, John?
Run the strings command. So
Run the
strings and the file name.
command. Okay, let's see about that. Well, let's see what we got here. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You only have to like choose a specialization if you
TXT
I wonder if that
then you execute.
might be a password, guys. The thing is, okay, I just realized,
Oh yeah.
I just realized if I run this, if I run this,
Oh, I'm
One
looking for
plus X.
a specialization, which means if you have the.
oh, okay, it does actually run. I was so scared it wasn't gonna run because I'm on Nix. Anyway,
Good, Ron.
yeah. So let's see if we can try the sneaky little password we found.
But you don't have to.
Whoa!
Yeah.
We did it, guys. We found our first flag.
And
Isn't
you're
that
reaching that
crazy?
Let's go.
It's really cute.
And if you guys want to follow along on the DSU CTF, you can just go to ctf.club in your browser, make an account with your Trojan's email. I figure most of you have probably already done that, so.
The second one is just.
Hi, Tom. Guys, Tom's in the VC. Alright.
The second one, you just put
So there's our.
Okay, I put spaces between the
Wait, yo, look at this. Jacob.
What?
Look at how you can like rake the challenge now.
Yeah, I know, we got
And
a
write
platform
review,
up there.
You?
So you all can downvote my challenges.
Awesome challenge, Jacob.
Awesome challenge.
Yeah, I spelled your name wrong?
Jacob, oh
Jacob.
my god, Jacob,
Aw.
someone's flirting.
Yo, you got your wrong time.
Alright.
John, if I give you the.
So with that one, it's pretty simple. The strings command basically just prints ASCII readable strings. Most of you probably knew that already, but very basic stuff. This one is called bonus
Shall I tell the
section.
easy method?
Whoa.
No, solve the intended
No, some people need to learn.
So, you know, with this one we can try the same thing if we want. See if this reveals anything. We look, kind of just junk we don't care about, and we get this little note from Jacob.
Does anyone know what sections in an executable are? I made each one of these. The point of each one was to introduce a basic like niche of reverse engineering type things you will see. So I don't know. I guess each one is supposed to have kind of its own type of method you use to solve it. So I gave a lot of clues and like challenge names and whatnot. But can anyone tell us what like? I mentioned the text section and the data section. Can anyone tell us like what those are? Executables, if you know. You can just talk. I'm not gonna call on somebody.
You got one? You got an idea, John?
I think so, and I know that .text is where your like program actually lives and where the instructions are, and I know you can see them with like objdump-d, I think.
Okay.
And I think data is like the read-only like data structure, like the data you stored beforehand. Like you have hello world, or I think it's capital D. I think.
Capital D?
I think, if I remember correctly.
We'll see if you're right, John.
And then it's like the dotted parts, like the dot or whatever.
So objump basically does disassembly of a program, which is converting it, if you remember from last week, converting it from binary to assembly. And if we look around here, we've got some sections that just look like junk, basically. We don't really care. Dynamic string. Really need to look at the board because it's weird. Let's see if we've got anything.
I will stick to this version of
Yeah, you found a shortcut.
I think this shortcut works for 4 of the challenges.
So here's the .text section
Is that what
that
you submitted?
John was talking about. This is sort of just the main run of the
So I thought,
program.
why are there spaces? So I'm like,
Let's see.
okay,
Scroll
the space
down.
might only be in DSU.
Some more.
I was like, okay.
Got the RO
It's a
data
shortcut.
section.
So it might be buffing around. Then I did the right
Right.
I just added no bytes. Is anyone familiar with the readelf tool? It's a way to dump all the sections so you can see what sections are in the binary. As the
Ooh.
description hinted, I might have added my own one. You can actually add your own sections. I'm not necessarily aware as to what you might do with that, but I'm guessing you could potentially link to another custom section, maybe. I'm not quite sure.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, it
This
looks
one
like
is
you found
very
that one.
suspiciously named .flag. I think that might be relevant. Let's have a look at readelf. Remember it is
I think if you do tag X, you can dump. You do like the name of the section.
Yeah, let's try that. Oh, that.
Yeah.
And I got some extra junk in there. That's okay. We'll just get rid of that. You can see my extreme bias.
Does anyone have any idea why I put a bunch of null bytes in between all the letters for this one? Yes, I know you know.
Mohammed, you're not allowed to answer.
Okay, can anyone tell me what's another easy way to solve this challenge? Like, if you guys figure it out, you'll get 3 Jolly Ranchers,
Oh,
right?
I forgot to bring them.
Ria will go to her room to
I
bring
will
the Jolly
go to my
Ranchers.
room and get the Jolly Ranchers.
If you guys can tell me what's the other way to solve this challenge easily.
I mean, there's another flag I used, readelf-p.
It's nothing connected to terminal.
What is that?
No?
What's that? Oh, it's tag P, dude.
Tag p.
Oh, or you can just run it through.
Like whatever you
You know it?
Run it through
Yeah.
XXD.
No.
Just try it out.
Yeah, it works that way as well, but I'm talking about the easiest way possible.
I mean, we can run it with XXD as well. Yeah. bonus section instead of less.
It will work, I think.
Muhammad just opened the binary in Notepad and found the flag
Yeah,
of
which
it.
is essentially the same thing. Like, you know, I could also, I bet, do it like this as well. If I had word wrap, which I don't.
Yeah, it just display string dump, but for a specific section. So it would dump it as a, what,
So readof-p, you said,
here's the output.
bonus section. So that's a little more readable right
Yeah.
there.
There we go.
But either way, you get there in the end. So yeah, so sections in a binary, and then you can add your own. Spooky. So that's something to look out for because that, you know, won't necessarily show up when you run the program. You'd have to actually reverse engineer it. Wow. Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, so the reason I put those 0 bytes in between each letter is because the way the strings tool works is it looks for consecutive
Yeah.
printable characters. So it won't that wouldn't show up in strings unless you maybe if you like specify 2 byte wide characters it would.
Let's
I
see if
don't
that's
know.
a thing.
I can never remember the command to do that, but I don't know.
I mean, it looks like you can specify the string length. So if we did like strings dash n1. The thing is, this is going to give us a bunch of
It got Kramer.
Yeah.
Got Kramer.
Yeah, so if we did like strings tac n1, we can also find it this way because then it will search for like a single character as opposed to the default is 4 consecutive printable characters. I wonder, let's see what else is in this man.
There's also XXD, I think, also I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I did do XXD if you do search. You can find it there as well. So XXD, if you remember, is a tool for hex dumping. You can also, there's also a hex dump tool as well.
Did we also lost our TLS for some time?
Same idea. XXD is just a little nicer.
No.
Alright, let's move on to what is this, Jacob?
Am I using a spoof for
What?
.ml.
Oh yeah.
Camel? Oh my gosh, oh camel? That's amazing.
Has anyone actually used OCaml before?
Of
What'd you
course
use
you
it
have,
for?
right?
Wait, what is it?
What'd you use it for?
The 99 problems in OCaml. I just saw it. Like I knew that Rust was like I think like bootstrapped in OCaml.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, well, why not try OCaml then?
Okay.
See,
I've
my
never actually used it for anything except this. I just knew it existed.
my favorite static site generator, Supo, is actually written in OCaml. It's not configured in OCaml, that's configured with Toml. But it is written in OCaml. So yeah. So if we have a look here, syntax is definitely interesting. I like the open brace plus vertical pipe for what I can presume is a list or something like that. Interesting. Read line space. Oh, that's weird. That's so strange.
I'm not gonna lie, I vibe coded this challenge.
I could guess, Jacob. So immediately this jumps out to me.
Does anyone have any idea what those values might represent? Or I guess currently they're like encrypted in quotes, but
Yeah. Maybe some hints up here based on function names and values, variable names. Aiden Keenan, got an idea for this one?
No.
The name calling goes crazy.
You mean no?
Hear what you asked.
Okay, do you have an idea what these values might be based on? What else is in this file?
Man,
Bro was not paying attention.
No, I was.
thank
Yes,
you.
yes. We can see there is a XOR operation here. So, looks like we take the character code, we add this hex value, or actually this integer value, Then, what does this mean, Jacob?
It's just anding it with FF, which
Okay,
doesn't really do anything, to be honest.
yeah. Okay, and then does the LXOR mean anything, or is it just regular XOR?
It's just regular.
Okay, so yeah, so we add 7 and then XOR it with 55. And we can assume that these are probably ASCII character codes that have been encrypted. So honestly, we could probably just cyber shift this one.
Should be able to.
From hex dump will produce C. Wow. Amazing. Alright. So let's actually clean up this input first.
Challenge this.
Alright, let's
Just have Python scripts.
Actually, we need to XOR it again. 50, 0, 50. Subtract. What?
I don't know if there's an add feature or a subtract
Subtract
feature.
a list of numbers. Maybe not.
What are you trying to subtract?
What?
What are you
The
trying to-
7. Because the steps are we add 7
Yeah,
and then XOR it with 0x55.
Yeah.
So to reverse that, we do the opposite.
right.
So we XOR it again, and then we subtract 7 from each guy. So I might have to, unfortunately, write a Python script for this one. You get to see my amazing Python skills. So let's paste in our list here.
I think it decodes and decodes, doesn't it?
Okay. Actually, that's my I'll just do print. And so 0x55 minus 7. Copy that, and then here we can use cyber shift.
I think car is the char function / method, whatever it is in Python, like.
Yeah, would actually be. Let me just do doesn't like that. Char. I forgot. Char is not defined, so put that. Yeah, we just use
I
string.
think you can use CHR and ORD.
Oh, is it just CHR?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes more
CHR.
sense. Yeah, and that's what we do. The new line. Whoa! There we go. Crazy camels. Yeah, what's this, Muhammad? What's this?
We shall
Don't
open
open it on the big screen.
We shall open
On the big screen?
It was
Do not
about
open
to-
it on the big screen.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if
It
I
was
put-
just the code to decrypt the flag. It's just showing I'm faster.
Yeah, but ChatGPT's.
No, there is no chat GPT. Oh my god. I now have Claude. I paid $20.
Status.
Anyway, but does everyone see how we got that? We recognize that
It's 20.
that pattern in this one is basically just reading code and being able to tell what the transformation is.
Challenge
actually-
maker, bro.
Actually, I'm not gonna install an OCaml compiler right now to run the program.
You can do it on, just look up OCaml online, I think one compiler
Oh,
has.
yeah.
That's where I tested it.
Compiler. Yes, Jacob. Put in our.
Even one compiler comes with AI. No one uses Stack Overflow anymore.
Run. Yes. Shut up. Yes, we got the black. And then if we put this in here,
Are you seriously planning to do it? Once upon a time, Jacob made a challenge.
The days of yore.
we'll put this in the reviews for Jacob.
Yeah,
right there.
Jacob, now you can eat grass.
Bro.
Get it, bro.
I messed up the
You're the creator of it.
Alright.
Had to
Next
solve
challenge,
today.
guys. How long, guys, place your bets now. How long until I can't solve them? Alright.
Alright, I bet 5. It'll take her more than 5 minutes.
Well, that wasn't the bet. It was how long until I can't solve one
Oh.
of them, not how long will it take me to solve one.
Wanna play poker?
Just
Yeah, let's play poker.
Bro, stop derailing the meeting. Alright, that's what we'll try this one. So if I look at this new binary, we've got a couple strings here. Nothing too crazy. You know, if we try a hex dump again, we probably won't find anything. Yeah, doesn't look like it. Alright, so does anyone have, maybe based on perhaps the hint in the title, what we might have to do for this one? You got an idea, John?
I'm guessing the XOR operator somewhere.
Oh, maybe. Well, maybe what we should do first is maybe we'll crack out Ghidra for this one, just so we can look at the code. Yes, I agree. Shout out to the NSA for this wonderful program.
We just need a backdoor in HSM.
So if you were at our last meeting, we covered Ghidra a little bit. It's a pretty standard disassembler and decompiling tool. So let's have a look here. It helps us.
I think it takes it to the exact spawn point.
Okay.
So
Let's have a look here. We've got a main function. Interesting. I don't want to see the function definition for main copy, bro. So if I have a look here, we actually see this XOR operation again. That's what it looks like in C, is just a little caret. We've got a key. Basically, it seems to get
It's like a key, right?
yeah. It looks like it's just the iterator. That's up to 21.
So anyone have any ideas what should we look at in there first? There's a couple things that stick out that you might want to go look into a bit more. What? Any ideas?
Riley?
I would go to the, like, that just where the ENC variables.
What is this? Get. So truthfully, I don't know what I'm looking for. So.
Okay, if you double click on the encrypted, then you can see in the left window that's actually a global variable that is defined in there. So you can see there's a list of bytes. You can see the name of it, ENC, and then oh, it's disappeared.
Give me a
Yeah,
second.
it's done.
I always have to fight with the scroll bar and keyframe.
Yeah. If you go up to program trees in the top left, and then click on that the button with like arrow. That's like click on that. That'll show you what section you're in. So the data section, like we talked about earlier, is where global variables go. So that basically means I just predefined them and loaded data in there. So I basically hard coded the key and the encrypted string of hard coded it in the data section, right? So now you can find them in there.
Yeah.
And then you just need to figure out what to do with it. But
Well, if we look at this function here, looks like key is an array, and then we basically just XOR the string with the key at the index of the iterator value, basically your I. Just make this a little more obvious here. Okay, wait. Cast it to an int. That is utterly useless. Hold on, we can fix that. I'm pretty sure. That's not what's going
so obviously I didn't add those integer casts when I wrote the C program. Does anyone have any idea why Ghidra adds a bunch of stuff in there? Like, how come it makes it so complicated, or it adds rubbish in there like the integer casting?
Is it trying to be as verbose or as clear about what the data type of each variable is?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think like it doesn't know the data types at the lower level, so it has to like guess. Just be like, all right, because it's all just kind of registers down.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't know the actual C code I wrote. It's just reconstructing that from the assembly code, right? Because the text section, as you can see, Leah's in the assembly code now. You can see it says in the top left she's in the text section where the assembly code is. That's all Ghidra actually gets. It's reconstructing that C code on the right from the assembly. So it has to make some guesses, and it's pretty good at it, but sometimes it adds crap in there that just makes it a little more annoying to look at. So, but I mean, for the most part, it pretty much reconstructed the program.
Let's char. Char stars.
Yeah, so if it ever assigns any variable types that are wrong, you know they're wrong, you can go reassign them. So like what she's doing is she's clicking on the variables,
If you right click, you can do
retyping them.
Oh. For some reason, Ghidra is like ultra broken on Wayland, I think is the problem.
I'm shot recovered from Ukrainian CTF.
We don't talk about it.
Lore?
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. So now besides this weird little UI cast here, can I just like delete it? Can I just delete the cast? Is that a thing I can do? It doesn't matter, but yeah, so now it's a little easier to read. Now it's a lot more obvious that it's, XORing each character with the key. Fun, am I making sense?
If you click on a variable name, those things in yellow, and you press the L key, it'll let you rename the variable. So, like we had changed the local whatever to I, just because we usually use I for for loops, right? So we can just make the code a little more readable, so you're not looking at a bunch of random variable names.
Alright, well, now that we know the basic operation that it's doing, we can kind of go off of that and probably.
Never knew GTP. Yeah.
You and that?
GDP.
That.
The
Yeah. That.
There's so many commands.
It does, yeah.
You gotta read the whole manual.
I don't play cheese at web challenges because you can change the value of the registers. You can just kind of, like if I see like a big if block and I'm like, I'm not doing that, I just change the instruction pointer to skip it all and then just get
Well,
the flag.
that's kind of the point.
As long as there's no like crypto involved, it usually works like 80%
It
of
sucks
the
for
time.
crypto.
But
It sucks for crypto.
if it's crypto, you can't because it has to go through to like decrypt the flag, even if it's simple. But it's like the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to just pull out the list of bytes, if I'm being honest.
Screenshot it, send ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Ask it to parse
Even
it.
if you honest to God, it'll make a mistake.
I
I mean,
actually
it
did that.
seems to recognize the sequence
joking.
pretty easily. Because it recognizes all the indexes, so I wonder if there is a way to just kind of extract that from them. Let's see. Let's look it up, guys.
I know.
Export global variable. 0 comments.
Use Google. It gives you an AI overview.
Okay, we'll ask this to pick Google AI, bro.
See, it's better than that person with 0 comments.
Export our brains to the AI.
It's not automatically export global variables. Yeah, I'm not writing a Python script, sorry guys.
Emojipedia?
Yeah, I was copying the goat emoji. For Jacob's
Oh, I think I figured it out. If you highlight all the whole ink section, like, and then right click, and copy special, and then byte string.
Not back over to. Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Or you can be like me and just type them all out. Well, you shouldn't do that. You should just do it this way.
That's the best way to. It's gonna work.
It's too big to keep.
How do I? Because I don't know these Python.
You can just do it in CyberChef.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, there's no subtraction this time. No more Python. Thing is, you have to get the key values. So.
I think you should export brute force too.
Well, we could.
It's too long to keep.
And you can do the, you can choose, oh, so yeah, right, yeah.
It's like a
It's not just one char and you're not just doing it.
it's like a 20 byte queue.
I know that would not work.
I just wait a couple minutes, you know. I'm assuming Leah's computer is beefy, you know?
CyberChef will crash.
Without that Windows bloat on it, or it's gonna be all speedy.
Trust me, every crypto challenge the person gotta try is XOR brute force.
What do you mean, you don't use magic?
Magic sucks, bro.
Skill issue.
John, do you use magic?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any idea why this didn't work?
Oh, yeah. Guys, come on.
I need spaces between it, or like between
No,
every other?
the spaces are fine. There's a specific reason about what it's reading into the XOR, why it's not working.
We can basically do this.
So, right, in Ghidra it's storing that as raw bytes, right? But CyberChef is interpreting it as ASCII characters unless you specifically tell it to interpret as hex. So, is there an option in there to fix it? What I would do is I would just do from hex first,
So yeah, just because you didn't make a recipe.
and then stick that on top.
There we go.
And then it'll interpret the bytes as hex bytes instead of ASCII
Yeah,
characters.
but it's because, it gets copied as, anyway, but there we go. Everyone understand that process, everything makes sense? Riley, makes sense, right?
It's okay to say no.
Yeah, he already solved everything.
So does it make sense, or?
Okay. I'm not sure what to
I just want to
apply.
make sure.
You just.
Didn't show that I solved it as well.
Yeah, because you have it.
He's a moderator.
I gotta leave a comment on everyone. Alright, cool.
I would do either packed, patch me, or lost, I
Yeah,
guess.
I love binary patching, actually.
Yeah, so patches.
Good patch.
This one is nice too because Ghidra tries to bully you.
Yeah. So if we go back to Ghidra.
Patching is really cool. You can change how the program works.
Yeah, if you were here last week, we went over that.
First time I patched something in reverse engineering class, I felt like a wizard.
But then it gets boring and you don't want to.
Yeah.
So
Then I
you
realized
just
I was
like
still-
be quiet. I don't think you've said anything contributive in this entire
You have
meeting.
to
That's very out of the
contribute
box.
to the conversation.
Mohammed and I are GPT merchants now, but we used to be good.
GPT. I'm assuming you're talking about the file partitioning thing.
Okay.
File partition. What's it called? Like when you're formatting, like it's like a hard drive. There's GPT formatting. I can't remember. It's like a partition table or something.
Close this. Go away. Okay.
That was
Alright.
complete ball knowledge.
That's not what I was
talking
meant
about?
to.
Look up GPT file format or something.
It's a partition when you partition your
That's
disk.
not even ball knowledge. That's like common surface level. Sorry, Jacob. I'm not gonna dig into you.
Yeah, that's
GUID partition table,
Yeah.
as opposed to.
GPT-5. I typed GPT and the autocomplete went GPT girlfriend.
That's awesome. It knows what you need, Diksha. Alright, so if we have a look at this
You have
one,
customized results on.
Yeah.
if we have a look at this one,
Search
it
history.
looks like Jacob has stripped all the debug symbols. This is so sad.
Oh yeah.
So now we've got a bunch of ugly little.
Does anyone know?
functions.
Does everyone know what debug symbols are?
GUID partition table. Oh.
I said that, Diksha. I said that.
No one listening.
My brain's taking time. Okay, I'm on meds.
Alright, Jacob has a question, guys. You
Yeah,
listen to the
yes.
goat. Yeah,
Listen to
you
the
as well.
goat. I'm
That was
listening.
unnecessary.
Good question.
Put
Can,
it on the
can anyone
spot.
tell me what debug symbols are? And basically, why do we? There's a reason we before we had like a function named main and we had variable names and whatnot. Now we just have a bunch of fun 8-digit numbers.
Aiden Bradley Keenan. What's a debug symbol?
It's a thing that does the thing.
You know
It's
this.
hard to argue with this assessment.
Like a debug symbol?
Yeah.
It's a spot like that. It's not like what you use in debugging that like stops the program.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Stops it.
So you get a
You're
breakpoint.
talking about breakpoints?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, he's talking about like identifiable names so that you can
Yeah.
like instead of having to do like the raw memory addresses. I love having to do that. go over Ghidra and just look at the left here and just break point on these. Only works if it's if there's no PIU. Anyway, but if we look at these functions, most of these are just junk and we don't care. And we have a look. Looks like these bottom two are probably the only two worth considering. So this, to me, looks the most like a main function, judging by the,
Is there like a general way, if you don't have debugging symbols, to know where the entry point would be?
Yes, John, there is.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Leo.
Okay, I'm just curious,
So-
because
I mean, if you have a small enough number of functions, you can just look through them manually.
Okay.
Otherwise, I believe you go, yeah, so if you go to the entry section, it has this
okay,
function, this libc start main, is basically how, you know, a program compiled with libc starts. And then this function that it passes here is gonna be the entry point, like that. So,
okay,
you just gotta, just because every program is gonna have this section, and it'll just be called entry, because that's just what it's called. Anyway, but yeah. So if you're unsure, like sometimes they'll throw a program at you where it's just a bunch, like 100 functions, and you have to go figure out where to start. This is the easiest one. So then if we have a look here, whoa, time T, that's scary. Why is this?
time C.
Yeah.
It is a glorified int.
Okay, I remember what I
Yeah, well, most of these like underscore T types are just like convenient names for other. Anyway, so we've got this main function here. Looks like, if I had to guess, this looks like very classic time null srand invocation here. So it's using srand and we're using rand here. Did not mean to click on the definition for rand. My bad, guys. Alright, so that's great, Jacob.
What? It's a very nice looking number.
Oh, I wonder if there's some rationale.
No, I just picked a random.
Okay, just kind of.
Yeah,
Just
just
kind of ran like I
Nice
thought random
looking
ran
number.
it and then that just spat out. Okay.
That's the rationale.
the rationale. Alright. So if we look here, if we look in the decompilation window, it basically picks a random number. And then if that number is equal to hex value of 67676767, it just prints out these three little lines here. It doesn't actually do anything. So if I had to guess here, if you remember from last week, Aiden Keenan, if you remember from last week,
What's up?
I'm not asking a question, I just want you to pay attention.
People are gonna stop showing up to CTF if you keep doing this.
This is like the first time he's ever come, so.
That's true.
Okay.
Maybe second time, I think it's second time.
First and last.
I'm sitting here trying to do my math.
So save your math for Anyway, so if you remember from last week, when Jacob was talking about binary patching, he mentioned that if Ghidra thinks that like a path in the program is unreachable, it won't show up in the decompilation window. It will kind of just skip and not show you. So if I had to guess, I would assume that that's what's going on here. But I could be wrong. Alright, so we have this jump 0 right here after the compare. So it compares it to the key basically. Let's see, we've got another jump here.
Can anyone tell me what the CMP instruction and the JZ and J and Z instructions do? Does anyone have any idea what those are for? Anyone can say.
Brendan C.
Anyone can say.
I don't call
in
it.
the assembly right now. He should know this.
Wait, what's the question?
What's the answer?
What's the
What's the answer?
What's the reverse
Or
CMP
what?
and Jay-Z do?
What
CMP,
statement
Jay-Z, and
What do these two lines right here do?
What
not
statement
even the
in
lines, just the, what
Yeah,
what
I
does the
know the
CMP and the Jay-Z do?
I solved this one. I know what it does.
Or what
Yo,
statement in the
do some
C
charades.
there would it be
Do
associated
the action
with?
that does.
Come on,
Very
guys.
convenient green highlighting.
Difficult to
Basically, those two are associated with the if statement, right? It's gonna, because an if statement compares two things. So the compare instruction is gonna compare those two values. You can see it, one of the values is on the left there, and then the other value is that 6767 thing. And then it's gonna, the jump 0 is basically gonna do, the compare will set a certain value to either 0 or 1 based on if the comparison is equal or not. And then the jump 0 is gonna jump the program based on the result of the comparison. So if you wanted to, what might we change if we wanted to reverse my comparison that I added in there? If we, let's say we wanted to jump the if statement is currently do it if the variable equals that value that I'm not going to say again, but we wanted to change it to not equals. What we might be able to patch one of those instructions in there. So
Any ideas? Tenzing, any ideas? Not a single one? So we wanted to reverse this if statement? Ooh, we'll go with Omar since John's answered the last one.
Gen Z.
Gen Z for jump not 0. Okay, let's see here. I actually don't know. Let's see here.
At least we have intelligent person.
Instruction. Whoa.
Muhammad, you keep taking the meeting completely off track every single 5 minutes.
we need to lock this guy in like a soundproof container during the meeting so he can't say his comments.
Bro.
Comments are dead.
Yeah, so it takes a minute to, because you're going to be changing the assembly code, it takes a second to construct the assembler for, in this case, x86, which is the assembly language we're using.
You can tell by, well, it's actually, Alright, let's get to patching, guys. So if we change this to a jump not 0, I forgot to do it. Guys.
She spent the whole edge space.
So you can see it gave a couple options of bytes there. The thing with patching is you need to make sure that you use the same number of bytes as you're replacing, right? Because otherwise you're going to end up with extra bytes in there and you might have some wrong addresses in your program.
Mm-hmm.
So right now the JZ was a 2-byte instruction, which is 7519, as you can see. So I think you may have changed it
I
already.
did already change it.
Yeah, so
JZ 7419, and then Gen Z is 7519. So they are same under. So we don't have any problems there. And if we look over again in our decompilation window, whoa, look at that. A new path. Amazing. Cool.
now it shows up in the right because previously Ghidra had optimized. It tries to optimize, right? So that path was basically unreachable because the chance of that, well, to be honest, it would still be a possible chance though. For whatever reason Ghidra decided that this path that is now highlighted was basically unreachable before we changed that patch there. So it doesn't even show it in the right window. So that's why sometimes you may need to look at the assembly instead of relying on the decompiler on the right, because if it thinks that something is unreachable or it decides, you know, I don't really need to show that, it's not relevant, it's just not going to show it.
Yeah. So being able to do both, very key. Now I'm wondering, we just did the same thing again.
No, there's no way I would be that simple in my challenge making.
Truly. So, in my judgment here, we now have an if statement. Now we can just skip by putting a different value. And then another if statement. we can skip Does that seem accurate to you? Ken?
Yeah, so now you can see Leah basically reversed the logic. So now those two if checks, right? Now if the check passes, it's going to sorry it's locked. And then if the second check passes, it's going to no flag for you. So now if both of our checks are wrong, it's going to pass them both.
Yeah.
Right? So we basically reversed the purpose of those checks in order to get past them, which is a pretty common use of patching, especially if you're looking at like malware or something, right? Someone might put something in their malware that says, if this condition isn't met, then we're gonna just X it out to try to make it harder for you to figure out what's going on. But if you can patch that out, you can get past that, or you can get past whatever people put in their malware or something like that that tries to stop you from figuring out how it works. That's a pretty general use of patching. It's pretty useful. So I think if you go to File and then
I think I can just even,
can you just save it in place? Sure.
maybe.
I'm not sure.
I mean, the option was save patch, so.
If you do export program, it's like its own thing, and then
My
change
bad.
it to original file.
So I'll just call this patch 2.
This should work, although he just sometimes decides it doesn't like you and like new binary is corrupted, but hopefully this one will work. It should.
Match 2.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Where did that save? I think it's saved in my home directory. That's amazing. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's fine. Patch 2. Oh, and look at that. Another flag. So binary patching is very, very powerful because you can, like Jacob said, you can just kind of skip things. And then alright, so I reckon that's about all we have time for today. Hopefully you learned something a little more comfortable with some of the basic reverse engineering concepts. Obviously, there's still another 5 out here that Jacob can go out and solve using some of the same tactics. Always feel free to ask us if you're stuck on anything. This isn't like a super competitive CTF. It's more about learning and practicing and getting better. So,
How many of you did the NCAA trials? John, you're in my team, you can do it.
Did you?
I did it like 2 days ago, yeah. Or yeah.
Yep.
Whatever,
You did?
whenever that was, yeah.
Alright. Thanks for coming, Andy.
No choice.
I did it twice. I'm doing CCD, so I'm basically just qualified as a switch to it.
Well, you are.
Sneak minutes.
That sucks.
Yeah.